Slush, hey, buckaroos, how the heck are you? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, at least for the purposes of this video. How the heck are you? So I'm having some here from Four Fingers Distillery, Indianapolis, Indiana, or as it says on the back, bottled and distilled by 1205 Distillery, which is their original name. They've recently had a name change, but apparently their license says 1205, but nevertheless, this stuff is very good. The products they have are insane. This is our barrel proof rye whiskey at 108 proof, which is a little light for barrel, but what a lot of folks don't understand is the lighter the less proof your barrel is, typically the cleaner your product. So what we got here is stuff that's just amazing at 108. Barrel number 123. What I did with it though is I wanted to do kind of a classic Manhattan, but as we're approaching Thanksgiving, as I do this video, make it sort of holiday oriented. So I got this whiskey. I've got 2 ounces of this whiskey. I've got about 3/4 ounce sweet vermouth because I do like it a little lighter on the sweet vermouth than most. And I'm using cranberry bitters to, have that holiday kind of flair, if you will. So here's what I got here, guys. That's why that drink kind of has that little bit of a reddish hue. Part of that is the sweet vermouth, but some of it is those cranberry bitters, which come out deep red, which is interesting to me because I have cherry bitters that come out clear, but these cranberry bitters really are very deep red. But I thought the cranberry bitters would really accent the holiday, if you will, which is why I used them in this particular cocktail. And sometimes, it's just one ingredient that changes the whole game. I could use the same whiskey, the same sweet vermouth. I've got a whole bunch of bitters in front of me. I can use any one of them, and that changes the cocktail completely. So I want to make kind of a Thanksgiving Manhattan, if you will, and add the cranberry bitter, so slush you. Oh, damn, fuck me. And the horse I rode in on. Oh, that's brilliant, man. This rye, I gotta tell you, Four Fingers, man, they ain't playing. They ain't playing, man. They're doing some great stuff out there. Everything they do is rather amazing. I bought this and their malt whiskey, and holy mother of pearl, the stuff is rather amazing. Don't give me any information about the product, just a government warning on the back. But damn, I'm going to show you the front label though, just to give you an idea there. Stuff is incredible. It makes a perfect marked, or a perfect Manhattan. Of course, a perfect Manhattan is the whiskey with an ounce of sweet vermouth. So it's not a perfect Manhattan by those definitions. But for me, it's a perfect Manhattan. The rye is just brilliant. I don't like a full ounce. I don't. I typically only use about a half ounce. I did put about, probably close to 3/4 ounce in this one, to be honest. But sometimes my hand slips. But the cranberry bitters really changes the game. Adds a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness as well. Oh, gosh, that's nice. Picked up some great stuff while I was on vacation. And although I'm a proponent of drinking neat, I also like a great classic cocktail, the Manhattan. I mean, you just can't beat the Manhattan for me. The Old Fashioned is the trendier cocktail these days, especially with the under 40 crowd. But boy, I do love a good Manhattan. However, here's the however. The however is this particular whiskey, in fact, any good rye, really lends itself well to a good old-fashioned as well. However, here's my however anyway. From now until probably spring, I'm going to make some old-fashioned inspired cocktails, or cocktails that have the ingredients of an old-fashioned, But I'm going to serve them like this. I'm going to serve them straight up because I don't want that big ice cube from now till spring. I don't want it. I want the drink to start out cold, but I don't need that ice cube in there, man. And if you want to be honest, if you look up the earliest recipes for an old fashioned, they were served straight up, just like a Manhattan is. I'm not sure when that switch happened to have that big ice cube, but that's really more of a nouveau thing. Also, the sugar cube, the muddled sugar cube, as an old bartender friend told me, you don't muddle an old fashioned. No, I mean, nobody. I don't know. Well, I guess no. I won't say nobody because apparently there are some out there, but I don't like a gritty drink. And I had this argument with some. Well, it was more of a discussion, but several years ago now with somebody that handled beer at a liquor or handled whiskey at a liquor store here in town. I was explaining how I did mine, and he kind of looked at me strange. I said, "Why, you don't like the simple syrup?" I said, "Well, I like to use a sugar cube because I like the grit." And I looked at him the same way he was looking at me, like, why? Nobody likes a gritty drink. Why would you intentionally want grit in your drink? That does not make sense to me. But I think a lot of younger folks do, which is why they use that sugar cube. I'm going to make a simple syrup because I don't want that grit. I want a clean drink. Gosh, that is so good. Good gravy, Mabel. That is tasty. That is nice, man. I did buy, though, a very good quality sweet vermouth at a store in St. Louis. A Total Wine Spirits is where I picked it up at. I did decide, made that decision because I had some vacation money. Because, I'm a firm believer in your cocktail is only as good as the ingredients you put in it. Typically, I buy kind of middle ground stuff. Well, as far as sweet vermouth goes, I don't buy the cheapest sweet vermouth. I'm not buying top quality sweet vermouth. I didn't buy necessarily top shelf sweet vermouth this time, but I went a little higher on the shelf, let's just say. Didn't buy the $10 bottle or $20 bottle. Went a little higher up. And you can taste the difference. I mean, that's something I'm just going to have to teach myself to spend. I hate spending a lot of money on sweet vermouth because, quite frankly, I don't understand it very well. And I only use it in a Manhattan. So I kept going gradually higher. I bought this one, then bought this one, then bought this one. This time I went way up to here. And the truth is, you can taste the difference. So now, from now on, I can't buy cheaper than that one I just bought because now I really see there's a difference. Okay, you really can't taste the difference. But this rye is insane, man. You would never know it's 108 proof. It is just so good. Drier than you might expect in the finish, which makes it really ideal for a Manhattan because it really dries up this Manhattan in the finish. You get those great big barrel notes. It really cleans everything up. It's just gorgeous, man. Using my neat little glass that my wife picked up for me. Apparently, they're just called a hollow stem coupe. And I don't think this one is incredibly expensive, but apparently they are not necessarily common to find either. I'm guessing it's probably worth quite a lot more than she paid for it. Because she is very adept at finding bargains, man. I've shown a lot of glassware on my page, from the, having the cocktails. People ask, "Where'd you get that glass?" "Well, I found it at a thrift store." "Where'd you get that glass?" "That's incredible." "Well, I found it at a thrift store." Very few glasses I buy new. Usually only logo glasses, because if I'm on vacation, I'll want to buy a logo glass. But if you see me drink out of anything like this or anything similar, yeah, chances are my wife picked it up at a thrift store for me. As much as she'll complain about I have way too much glassware, and I cannot disagree with her, she does enable me a little bit. I just need to find another space to put my glasses, because I've got them spilling out everywhere in this house. I got glasses going every damn place, man. This whiskey makes I want to say perfect Manhattan, because technically it's not a perfect Manhattan, because I don't have an ounce of sweet vermouth. But it's a perfect whiskey for a Manhattan. How about that? That might be the correct way to put that. It's the perfect rye for a Manhattan. How about that? Try not to have the contradictions in there. I haven't used these cranberry bitters since last year, in all honesty. I bought them last year about this time. Used them as much as I possibly could, but it's hard to get through a whole bottle of bitters, man. Have you tried? And I'm not a 1-2 shake kind of guy. I do this number. I'm not counting. I'm just shaking the bitters. This is the first time I just said, you know what? We're getting real close to Thanksgiving. It's time to break out the cranberry bitters. Well, the honest truth was, I was looking for what bitters to put. I wanted to do something different with this particular Manhattan. I was going through all the bitters that I have and came across the cranberry. I said, "Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense now. Let's use the cranberry, okay?" Oh, mercy. Mercy, Percy. Oh. Cheeseburger in paradise. That's just brilliant, man. I do like me a Manhattan. I do like to kind of change up the Manhattan, though. Where it's not really a Manhattan. If you take out the sweet vermouth, it's probably not a Manhattan, but I'm using the template of a Manhattan, if you will, because I've taken out the sweet vermouth to add Nocino. I've taken out the sweet vermouth to add port wine, to add Applejack or apple brandy, if you will. I really love using port or sherry in place of the sweet vermouth. To be honest with you, I love that change. But is it technically a Manhattan? Probably not, but it's a Manhattan in spirit. But I like using different things and changing up. I like to keep a simple. I like a simple cocktail. So again, the Manhattan is usually my template for building everything, or the old fashioned is a template for everything I build. I'll change this ingredient out, that ingredient. We can call it whatever you want to, but that's the template I'm using. Oh man, that is brilliant. Once there was a way to get back home. Hey, that song stuck in my head and I can't get it out. I'm not sure I got there, just got there. It had been the song Rubber Bullets. I hadn't heard that in a long time. The 10cc song Rubber Bullets. I hadn't heard it in quite a while. It showed up on a mix. Now I can't get it out of my head. Load up, load up, load up with rubber bullets. It's one of those songs I describe as bad news over happy music. It's a rather depressing tune about police brutality with a rather upbeat tune all around. It's a great song, man. about a corrupt prison warden. There's attack on prisoners. But the beat is, it's a nice upbeat tune, man. You think it's a happy song until you really dig into the lyrics. And, oh, huh. That's not happy at all. That's not good at all. Bad news over happy music. So another band I describe as that Red City Radio, kind of that post-punk kind of sound. Most of the music is rather upbeat, but all of the lyrics, I don't mean to exaggerate here, because sometimes there's one song in there, but yeah, I feel like every song from Red City Radio, the lyrics are rather depressing, but the music doesn't suggest that. I'm a fan, don't get me wrong, I love the lyrics, I love the songs. But yeah, once you really start digging into those lyrics, you go, huh, that's depressing. I'm singing it like it's a happy tune because the music is rather upbeat until I was, wait a minute, I just figured out what he means. It just came to me, holy crap, that's not happy at all. Why am I singing this with a smile? Now I'm depressed, man. The music led me to believe something else, but now I'm bummed out. Anyway, I digress. Four Fingers Distillery. Sometimes my mind wanders. Four Fingers Distillery. Indianapolis, Indiana. Distillery 1205, I don't care. Whatever you want to call yourselves, your products are rather amazing. Not only that, the folks you have working there know what they're talking about. They're friendly, they're courteous, and they're knowledgeable. You guys are doing absolutely everything right. From where I sit, the products are great. Your people are great, and I hope to get back out there someday. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom man. I want to show you that I'm wearing your shirt here. I got the shirt on, man. All right, good guys, Sláinte. Thanks, guys.